Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving into the 2007 Montana State Quarter, a piece of American history that could be hiding something truly valuable. If you're into rare coins and minting errors that could turn a humble quarter into a small fortune, stick around, because this one is definitely worth your attention. Released in 2007 as part of the 50 State Quarters program. The Montana Quarter is beautiful, and its design captures the essence of this rugged and stunning state. The reverse side of the coin showcases the mighty bison, which has long been an iconic symbol of Montana's natural beauty and rich wildlife. Behind the bison, you'll find the majestic mountain ranges of Montana, perfectly framing the figure. The design was carefully crafted to represent Montana's wilderness, its natural resources, and the spirit of the American West. It's a coin that tells a story, and it's this very story that makes it a standout in the series. Now, while millions of these Montana quarters were minted and circulated, the real treasure lies not in the design, but in some rare and exciting minting errors. This is where things get fascinating. When a coin like the Montana State Quarter leaves the mint, it's not always perfect. Sometimes, due to slight issues in the production process, a coin can come out with flaws. Flaws that turn out to be highly sought after by collectors and numismatists. One of the most valuable minting errors on the 2007 Montana Quarter is the double die error. What does that mean? Well, it's when the coin's design is struck more than once, creating a double or blurred effect in the image. On the Montana Quarter, you might see this doubling on the bison, the mountains, or even the state name itself. This error makes the coin look unique, and the double image can be quite noticeable to the trained eye. Collectors absolutely love these types of errors because they add a layer of rarity and history to the coin. Another error that has been reported on the 2007 Montana Quarter is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned when it's struck, causing the design to shift. The result is a coin with a partially missing image or a design that looks off-center. If you're lucky enough to find one of these off-center Montana quarters, you're looking at a coin that's dramatically different from the standard ones, making it even more desirable. Imagine having a Montana quarter with the bison shifted to one side or a design that's cropped. This type of error is incredibly rare and highly collectible. And then, there's the die crack, a common yet highly valuable minting defect. A die crack occurs when the dies used to strike the coins begin to develop cracks. When this happens, those cracks can appear on the surface of the coin itself, often in places like the lettering or around the edges of the design. While die cracks may seem like a small flaw, they are actually a favorite among collectors because they make each coin unique. A Montana quarter with a noticeable die crack can be worth much more than its face value, and in some cases, these coins can fetch a pretty penny at auctions. So, why is it that these minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks are so valuable? Well, first and foremost, it's because they are rare. Although millions of Montana quarters were produced, only a small number have these errors, and even fewer are in good condition. Coin collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for these unique variations, making them highly coveted in the world of numismatics. But the excitement doesn't stop there. Let's talk about the condition of the coin. As with any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A Montana quarter that has been well preserved, showing little to no signs of wear, will be much more valuable than one that has been circulated and is heavily worn. The key is finding a coin that's in as close to perfect condition as possible. Mint state or uncirculated quarters, those that show no wear and retain their sharp details and luster, are the most valuable in the market. Now, for those of you who are wondering what kind of price tag a 2007 Montana quarter with a rare minting error or in mint condition could bring, you're in for a surprise. The value can be much more than you'd expect. A 2007 Montana quarter with an off-center strike, double die error, or die crack in exceptional condition could be worth as much as $81,000. Yes, you heard that right, $81,000. Imagine holding a quarter in your hand that could be worth more than the average car, or even a down payment on a house. It's absolutely mind-blowing how much a small mistake in the minting process can increase a coin's value. A rare Montana quarter could literally change your financial future if you're lucky enough to find one. Now, What should you do if you think you found a rare 2007 Montana quarter? First, take a close look at your coin. Inspect it for any errors such as doubling, off-center strikes, or die cracks. If you find any of these, don't just throw the coin in your pocket. Get it professionally graded by a certified coin grading service. A professional grading will determine the coin's true value, its rarity, and its condition, which is essential when it comes to selling or buying coins. For collectors, it's all about the thrill of the hunt and the excitement of finding a coin that holds significant value. The 2007 Montana quarter, with its beautiful design and potential for minting errors, is a prime example of how something as simple as a state-issued coin can turn into an incredible treasure. Whether you're looking to add it to your collection or sell it to the highest bidder, the 2007 Montana State Quarter is undoubtedly a coin worth paying attention to. Next time you're going through your pocket change, take a second to check out any Montana quarters you might have. You could be holding a rare piece of numismatic history that's worth far more than just 25 cents. Top 2, we're talking about a coin from the United States that might look like just another state quarter at first glance. But with a closer look, you could be sitting on a small fortune. That's right. Today we're diving into the 2006 Nebraska State Quarter. This coin is part of the 50 State Quarters program, which was launched by the U.S. Mint to honor each state with a unique design. But what makes the 2006 Nebraska quarter stand out is not just its beautiful design, but the errors that can make it incredibly valuable. Grab your magnifying glass, because what I'm about to share with you might just change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Stay tuned because this coin's value could be much higher than you expect. First, let's talk about the design. The 2006 Nebraska State Quarter features a very fitting tribute to the state. On the reverse, you'll see an image of an ear of corn. Nebraska is famously known as the Cornhusker State, along with a majestic bison. The bison, a symbol of Nebraska's wildlife, stands as a powerful reminder of the state's vast open spaces and natural beauty. The design is simple yet meaningful, with the words Nebraska and equestrian statue inscribed on the coin. But here's where it gets interesting. The 2006 Nebraska quarter, like many other state quarters, was produced in large numbers. At first, they were released to the public and used in everyday transactions. However, as time goes on, the rare versions of these coins with specific minting errors have emerged as treasures. These errors can be so valuable that they can turn what you think is just a regular coin into something worth thousands of dollars. So, let's explore what makes the 2006 Nebraska quarter so special in the eyes of collectors. One of the most famous and valuable errors associated with the 2006 Nebraska State Quarter is the extra flag error. This error occurs when a part of the design is struck incorrectly, in this case, a portion of the flag that appears near the bison's tail. This is a significant error, and if you happen to have a 2006 Nebraska quarter with the extra flag, you could be holding on to a coin that is worth a lot more than the usual 25 cents. But what makes this error even more exciting is its rarity. While some minting errors happen more frequently, the extra flag error is particularly uncommon, making it a highly sought-after item for collectors. People are willing to pay top dollar to get their hands on one of these coins because it's a clear example of a mistake in the minting process, and it's one of the key reasons why this specific quarter can demand such a high price. Another important factor that adds to the value of the 2006 Nebraska State Quarter is the condition of the coin. The general rule in numismatics is that the better the condition of the coin, the higher its value. So, if you come across a 2006 Nebraska quarter that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could have significant value, even without a minting error. Coins that have been well preserved over the years, free from wear, scratches, or discoloration, are always in high demand among collectors. A flawless 2006 Nebraska State Quarter could fetch a substantial price at auction, especially if it's graded highly. Now, if you've been following along, you're probably wondering, how much can a 2006 Nebraska quarter really be worth? Well, brace yourselves. If you happen to find the rare extra flag error on a 2006 Nebraska quarter, and it's in great condition, you could be looking at a coin that is worth an eye-popping $77,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $77,000. That's the kind of value that makes this coin one of the most coveted items among serious coin collectors. Imagine coming across a quarter that you thought was just a common piece of pocket change, only to find out it's worth tens of thousands of dollars. That's the thrill of coin collecting, and it's why so many collectors are always on the lookout for rare and valuable pieces like the 2006 Nebraska State Quarter. But the excitement doesn't end there. Coins like this are often sold at auction, and the bidding wars can sometimes push the price even higher than expected. The value of a coin with a rare minting error or one in perfect condition can fluctuate depending on demand and the number of collectors looking for it. The key takeaway here is that if you find a 2006 Nebraska quarter with a minting error or one that's in pristine condition, you may have just found a goldmine.so. What should you do if you think you found a valuable 2006 Nebraska quarter? First, take a closer look for any minting errors, such as the extra flag. Examine the coin under good lighting to check for any signs of wear or damage. If it's in uncirculated condition and has one of these rare errors, then congratulations, you could be holding a coin worth far more than 25 cents. If you're unsure about the value, consider getting the coin professionally graded by a certified coin grading service. This will give you an accurate idea of its condition and help you determine its worth in today's market. Once you know the value, you can decide whether to keep the coin in your collection or sell it to a buyer who understands its true worth. In conclusion, the 2006 Nebraska State Quarter is a perfect example of how something that seems ordinary can actually be extraordinary. With the right combination of minting errors and pristine condition, this coin can be worth an incredible amount of money. So, keep an eye on your pocket change and check those quarters carefully. You never know when you might come across one of these hidden gems. Top 3, we're diving into the world of the 2007 Idaho State Quarter, a coin that might seem like just another part of the 50 State Quarters series. But let me tell you, this coin is not your average quarter. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to dip your toes into the world of numismatics, the 2007 Idaho quarter has some fascinating details you'll definitely want to hear about. Trust me, it could be worth a lot more than you think. First, let's take a moment to appreciate the design of this quarter. It was part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, where each state was honored with a unique coin design. For Idaho, the coin features a stunning depiction of a famous scene from the state's landscape: a man with his horse harvesting a field of potatoes surrounded by mountains. Of course, Idaho is widely known for its potatoes, and this design captures the essence of the state's agricultural pride. It's a beautiful representation of Idaho's heritage, and it's an important piece in the series. However, like many coins, the value of the 2007 Idaho State Quarter goes beyond its design. While these quarters were produced in the millions, some of them feature rare minting errors that make them highly valuable to collectors. The 2007 Idaho Quarter is one of those coins that can be found in abundance, but only a few are truly worth big money. If you've got an eye for detail, you might just find that one rare quarter that could fetch a small fortune. Let's talk about one of the most exciting features that makes the 2007 Idaho Quarter so special: minting errors. That's right. Sometimes the U.S. Mint makes mistakes during the coin production process, and those mistakes can lead to rare coins that collectors are eager to get their hands on. And the 2007 Idaho Quarter is no exception. One of the most valuable errors that can occur with this coin is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck more than once, causing part of the design to appear duplicated or blurry. The double die error can occur on either the obverse or the reverse of the coin, but in the case of the 2007 Idaho Quarter, a noticeable double die error on the reverse side, especially around the details of the horse or the mountain landscape, can make the coin extremely valuable. But that's not all. Another error to look out for is the off-center strike. An off-center strike occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, and the design gets pushed to one side of the coin. This error can create a very unique, slightly crooked appearance on the coin, making it stand out from the rest of the standard, well-aligned quarters. Collectors often pay a premium for off-center strike coins because they're considered much rarer than their properly struck counterparts. And don't forget about die cracks. Over time, the dies used to strike coins can develop cracks, and when that happens, the crack often shows up on the coins themselves. These die cracks can add a distinctive look to the coin, and while they may seem like a small imperfection, they can actually add significant value, especially when the crack is large or in a noticeable area. If you find a 2007 Idaho Quarter with a prominent die crack, don't just dismiss it. It could be worth more than you think. But here's the thing: minting errors alone aren't enough to make a coin truly valuable. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. A 2007 Idaho Quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition will always be worth more than one that has been worn down or scratched. When you come across a coin, always inspect it carefully for any signs of wear. A coin that has been handled less will have sharp details, clean surfaces, and a nice, fresh look. Coins like this are more attractive to collectors, which means they can fetch a higher price on the market. So, what kind of money can you expect if you happen to find a rare 2007 Idaho quarter with one of these minting errors, or in uncirculated condition? Well, buckle up, because if you've got a quarter that features a significant error, it could be worth a jaw-dropping amount of money. Are you ready for the big reveal? A 2007 Idaho State quarter with a rare minting error, like a double die, off-center strike, or even in pristine uncirculated condition, can be worth as much as $73,000. Yes, you heard me correctly, $73,000 for a single quarter. That's the kind of value that can turn a simple pocket change coin into a real treasure. Can you imagine the thrill of finding a quarter that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? It's like striking gold right in your own pocket. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's a mix of history, art, and a little bit of luck. With just a little knowledge and a keen eye for detail, you could find yourself holding a coin that many would only dream of owning. If you've got a 2007 Idaho quarter lying around, take a moment to look it over carefully. Check the reverse side for any noticeable minting errors like the double die, and be sure to inspect the overall condition. If you find something that stands out, it might be time to get the coin professionally graded and appraised. Who knows? You could be holding on to a small fortune. In conclusion, the 2007 Idaho State quarter is an example of how even the most seemingly ordinary coins can have extraordinary value hidden within them. The combination of beautiful design, historical significance, and rare minting errors make this coin a must-have for collectors. So, the next time you're looking through your change or scouring your collection, don't overlook the 2007 Idaho State quarter. It could very well be the find of a lifetime. Top 4, we're going to explore a coin that might seem like just another part of the 50 state quarters program, but there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. I'm talking about the 2015 Homestead State quarter, which, believe it or not, could be hiding a small fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, the 2015 Homestead quarter is one you'll want to keep an eye on. I'll break down everything you need to know about this fascinating coin, the rare errors it can have, and how you might be sitting on a valuable treasure without even realizing it. First, let's talk about the coin's design. As part of the 50 State Quarters series, the 2015 Homestead Quarter was released to honor the state of Nebraska. The design beautifully depicts an old farmhouse in the center, with a family plowing the fields, a reminder of Nebraska's agricultural history and the homesteaders who built the state. The background showcases a rolling landscape, with an iconic plow and a fence surrounding the field. The image is simple, yet powerful, capturing the spirit of hard work and perseverance that defined Nebraska's early settlers. But here's where things start to get interesting. The 2015 Homestead Quarter, like all the state quarters that were part of this series, was produced in millions of copies. While many of these quarters circulate normally and hold no special value, a small number of them were struck with errors that could make them worth an incredible amount of money. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these quarters are extremely rare, and if you find one of these rare versions, you could be holding a coin that's worth far more than 25 cents. The key to finding a valuable 2015 Homestead quarter lies in spotting the minting errors. One of the most significant errors that has been found on this coin is the double die error. This error occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once, causing a part of the image to appear blurry or doubled. With the Homestead quarter, this could show up on the farm or plow design, or in other parts of the coin's reverse side. The double die error is particularly valuable because it makes the coin unique and adds an element of historical rarity. Another important error that collectors are on the lookout for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, and as a result, the design shifts to one side of the coin. Off-center strikes are among the most highly sought-after minting errors because of their uniqueness. Imagine finding a quarter with the design pushed to the side, creating a distinct and lopsided appearance. If you happen to have an off-center 2015 Homestead quarter, you could be holding on to a piece of coin history that's worth far more than face value. But that's not all. Another error collectors have found on the 2015 Homestead quarter is the die crack. A die crack occurs when there's a crack in the die used to strike the coin. When this happens, the crack can show up on the coin itself. While it may seem like a flaw, die cracks actually make the coin more desirable to collectors who are looking for unique and rare pieces. If you notice a crack running through the design of your homestead quarter, it could be a highly valuable find. Of course, just having a minting error isn't enough to guarantee big money. The condition of the coin plays a massive role in determining its value. A quarter that has been in circulation for years, showing signs of wear and tear, won't command the same price as one that is in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that are kept in mint condition, sharp details, bright luster, and no scratches or signs of wear are always in demand, especially by collectors looking for pieces in top-notch shape. So if you have a 2015 Homestead quarter that looks as good as new, it might be worth having it professionally graded to see if it's worth more than you think. Now, let's get to the most exciting part. How much is this coin actually worth? A 2015 Homestead quarter with one of these rare minting errors, or one that's in perfect uncirculated condition, can fetch a truly incredible price. Ready for the big reveal? If you've got one of these rare 2015 Homestead quarters, you could be looking at a value of $73,000. That's right, $73,000. For a single quarter. It's amazing to think that a coin worth just 25 cents could be worth so much. But that's the power of rare minting errors combined with pristine condition. To put that in perspective. Imagine you've got a handful of change sitting around, and you spot a Homestead quarter with an off-center strike or a die crack. You could be holding on to a small fortune. It's this exact kind of excitement that makes coin collecting so thrilling. You never know when you'll come across a hidden treasure. Now, you might be wondering what you should do if you find a 2015 Homestead quarter that you think could be valuable. The first thing is to examine the coin carefully for any signs of minting errors. Look for double designs, off-center strikes, or cracks in the die. Then, if you think you've found a coin with some unique features, get it professionally graded by a certified numismatist. Grading will help you understand exactly how rare and valuable your coin is, and it can also help you sell it for a fair price. If you're lucky enough to have a 2015 Homestead quarter in excellent condition or with a minting error, you could be holding on to a collector's dream. Whether you decide to keep it in your collection or sell it, one thing's for sure, it's worth a lot more than you may have originally thought. In conclusion, the 2015 Homestead quarter is a great example of how something that seems like a simple, everyday coin can be so much more. With the potential for rare minting errors, as well as the appeal of a well-preserved coin, this quarter is a hidden gem for collectors. So next time you're going through your change, take a good look at your 2015 Homestead quarters. Who knows? You might just discover that one of them is worth a small fortune. Top 5. We've got a true gem to explore. The 2002 Mississippi State Quarter. At first glance, it might just look like another coin in the 50 State Quarters series. But let me tell you, this coin has some incredible potential to surprise you. If you're a fan of rare finds, unique errors, and coins that are truly worth their weight in history, stick with me as we uncover the value and potential worth of this extraordinary quarter. Let's start by looking at the design of the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter. This coin was released as part of the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. And each coin in this series represented a unique aspect of its state's heritage. For Mississippi, the design is rich with symbolism. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find a depiction of the mighty Mississippi River, which is an iconic feature of the state. The river is central to the state's history and economy, and it has shaped the lives of Mississippians for centuries. Alongside the river, you'll also see a steamboat, which represents the importance of riverboats in the state's transportation history. But here's where it gets interesting. While the design itself is beautiful and meaningful, the true value of this coin lies not in its design alone, but in the errors that sometimes occur during the minting process. You see, the 2002 Mississippi quarter was produced in large quantities, millions of them, in fact. However, a small number of these coins were struck with rare minting errors that can make them worth a lot more than just 25 cents. One of the most exciting errors you might encounter with the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter is the double die error. This error happens when the coin is struck more than once during the minting process, causing the design to appear doubled or blurry. The double die error can show up anywhere on the coin, but on the Mississippi Quarter, you'll want to look carefully at the details on the reverse side, where the steamboat and river meet. A noticeable double image in this area could mean that you found a rare version of the coin that is highly sought after by collectors, But the double die error isn't the only minting flaw to look out for. Another exciting error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned with the die during the minting process, causing the design to shift and appear off-center. The result is a coin with an unusual look that's different from the standard, well-aligned strikes we see in most quarters. Off-center strikes are always popular with collectors because they're unique and one-of-a-kind, and they can significantly increase the value of a coin like the 2002 Mississippi quarter. Next, let's talk about the die crack. Over time, the dies used to strike coins can develop cracks, and when this happens, the crack will often appear on the coin itself. While a die crack may seem like a flaw at first glance, it's actually something that collectors actively seek out. A die crack can create a unique and interesting appearance, making the coin stand out from others. So, if you spot a noticeable crack running through the design of your 2002 Mississippi quarter, don't dismiss it as a simple defect. It could be exactly what collectors are looking for. Now, it's important to remember that the condition of the coin also plays a major role in determining its value. A 2002 Mississippi quarter that has been well preserved, with sharp, clean details and minimal signs of wear, is much more valuable than one that's been through the ringer. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are always in demand and can fetch higher prices in the marketplace. So, if you happen to find a 2002 Mississippi quarter that's still in near-perfect condition, it could be worth significantly more than a typical circulated coin. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. If you're lucky enough to find a 2002 Mississippi State quarter with a minting error or one that's in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Believe it or not, a 2002 Mississippi quarter with a significant minting error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, can be worth up to $66,000. Yes, you heard me right, $66,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that something as small as a quarter could hold such value. But that's the magic of rare coins and errors in the world of numismatics. Imagine finding one of these coins in your pocket change. It's the kind of discovery that could completely change your life. Whether you're a coin collector looking to add a rare piece to your collection, or someone who stumbled across this coin by pure chance, the 2002 Mississippi quarter with the right minting errors could be a true treasure. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare quarters? The key is to pay attention to the details. Look closely at the design for any doubled images, especially around the river and steamboat. Check the alignment of the coin to see if it's off-center, and examine the surface for any cracks or unusual features. If you find something that looks different from the typical quarter, it could be time to get your coin professionally graded. A certified numismatist can assess the coin's rarity and condition, helping you determine its true value in the marketplace. In conclusion, the 2002 Mississippi State quarter is an excellent example of how even the most common coins can hold hidden value. With rare minting errors like the double die, off-center strike, and die cracks, this quarter is more than just a piece of currency. It's a potential treasure waiting to be discovered. So, if you've got a 2002 Mississippi quarter, don't just toss it aside. Take a moment to inspect it carefully, and you might find yourself holding onto a coin worth thousands of dollars. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the 2002 Mississippi State quarter and all of its fascinating possibilities. If you want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an exciting discovery. Happy collecting, and who knows, your next big find could be just around the corner.